Okay, here's my ingredients for caponata. Now, my grandmother used to make this stuff for my father when he was little, and she's Sicilian. And this is a Sicilian dish, and it goes back centuries because what they used to do is they used to take whatever's left over and they put it all together. And I'm telling you right now, the flavors are amazing. Now, anyway, when I was growing up, my father was eating this. He was always trying to get me to have it, and I couldn't stand it. I mean, I could not stand eggplant. Anytime anybody in my family ever made eggplant, I didn't want any part of it. Until last March of 2025, when I went to Sicily and I had caponata, and I was like, oh my God, this stuff is so good. So now I make it every week. So let me show you the ingredients, what we have. We have the main guy right here. That's eggplant. Now, what I've done with the eggplant is I have baked it. Now, normally what you would do is you would fry it in olive oil, but I decided to start baking it in olive oil because it does take a while when you make a batch. It probably takes you a good half an hour to 40 minutes to put it all together. So what I do is I just cut it up, I slice it up, cube it up, cover it with some oil, no salt, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. And then just throw it in the oven at 475 for about a half an hour, 40 minutes, and then it comes out looking like that, and that looks beautiful. That's what you want your eggplant to look like. So then we have a mixture of different kinds of regular bell peppers, green, I'm sorry, no green. I like red, orange, and yellow. We also have some celery in there. With the celery, I like to peel it because I do not like stringy celery, and also some shallots. You can also use onions, so it's a nice little mix. Now, not all of that's going to go into the pot. Whatever's left over, I'll use for sandwiches or something. And then here we have olives. These are Castelvetrano olives. They're very good. They're not as strong and as tart, or if you will, as Calamata olives. They're a little bit milder, but they have a really great flavor to them. Then here we have capers soaking in white wine vinegar. And then we have what I use lemon honey. A lot of recipes call for sugar, but I use lemon honey because I think it tastes the best. Then I have crushed tomatoes. I like Tutta the best. There's a few others out there that are very good, whatever you like, but crushed tomatoes are good. You can use any kind of tomatoes you want. I use crushed. And then we have pine nuts, roasted pine nuts, and then we have raisins. Now, the raisins and the pine nuts are going to be the last things to go in there, and they're not going to go in until this whole dish is done. So I'm going to be coming back in a couple minutes. I'm going to show you what it looks like, and then after that, I'm going to show you what it looks like done. Okay, so that's what it looks like in the pot. Now, I like to use a cast iron pot. I use this cast iron pan for a lot of things, especially if I'm making like a paella or if I'm making any Cajun food. And even when I'm just browning up meat and stuff, I love the way food tastes in a cast iron pan. So anyway, this is what it looks like. Now, over the next half hour or so, I'm going to be stirring it and adding some more crushed tomatoes into it until it looks like a little bit of a stew. All right, so when it's done, I will be back to show you what it looks like. Okay, this is pretty much done. You can see what it looks like. I just added the raisins and the pine nuts on top just to give you a little bit of contrast. I've got about 10 more minutes on this, and then I'll just mix everything in together. It's going to taste great. Now, here's the thing. You really don't need to cook this, but it's good to cook it only because you want to give the flavors a jump start. The real flavor doesn't come out until tomorrow. This stuff tastes great the next day. Now, here's the thing about caponata. You can leave it on your counter for 2 or 3 days. It's not going to spoil. It will not spoil. Listen, I trust them because this was developed when in Sicily and Italy, they didn't have refrigeration. So they needed something to sit on the counter and last. And this will give you 2 or 3 days with no problem whatsoever. I keep it in the refrigerator, and then every night before I go to bed, I take a couple scoops out, what I think we're going to be using over the next day, and I just stick it on the counter and let it go. I hope you enjoy this. You've got to try this. This is really a simple dish to make. It takes a few hours because there is some labor to it. Just one little thing of hinting for you here. The vegetables, the the celery, the onions, and the peppers, those get blanched. And they get blanched for about 20 minutes, and that's great. You can do that while the eggplant is cooking in the oven. All right, so hey, bon appetito.